second. Okay, so I did this last night, and I came in this morning, and there's a few little bits I don't like. Just here, the paint looks like it's splitting, and there's a few white spots, and also, if you can just see, can I get the camera? It's just kind of splitting along the sides. Now I know why that is actually. That is because I used a base of latex, mix of house paint and latex paint. I've had it mixed up for ages. I'm just trying to use it up. So I'm going to do this again this morning. And I'm not going to use a base. Let me just set you up. Is it all right there? That'll do. I'm not going to use a base. I am just going to pour and then use just a watered down white as a flow extender. I've said before in one of my previous videos that this is just a blog really of my progress. I'm not professing to teach anybody. I'm not professing to you know, say I know it all. It's a journey, and actually it's a really good way of charting my progress, because I can I just learn every single time I do something. I learn. I'm getting mixed up with my paints now. That's my white flow extender. I've made the paints just a little tiny bit thicker as well, apart from the flow extender one. It's a little bit thinner. Excuse me, I'm a bit hoarse. All this talking, I'm not used to talking. I work on my own, and I could quite happily go through the whole day not talk to anybody. So, what have I learnt? So the two tests I did last night, I learnt that not to use so much colour if I want to have a barely there, quite a monotone pour. I've learnt not to use the latex as a background, and I've learnt to hopefully make my paints a bit thicker. So I'm definitely going for the white background, centre rather, and I've used again this is just a normal black paint mixed with the iridescent pouring medium from Liquadex. Now the reason why I'm using it is because it doesn't seem to make much difference. So I literally just using it up. And the white is the 50/50 satin enamel mix. With acrylic, white acrylic. I'm starting to worry that this paint's too thick. But we'll see, shall we? Knowing my luck, it will probably be something in between that's needed. Again, my aim is to have a really subtle pour. Which I think is probably more difficult to achieve than what I think. But we're giving it a go. And I've said as well, I don't mind negative space, and whether or not I speed the first part up of this video, I don't know, because actually I said I can't be bothered to work out the ratios of your size canvas and how much paint you need. I don't do maths in any shape or form. So I've also only, as you can see, using 2 colours, which should be interesting. That's all my whites. A bit of black. I'm sure I'm using too much black. Right. So it's my cup. There's not very much paint in there, but see how it goes. Straight, wiggle, jiggle. I don't think that's what I'm doing in actual practice, but I just like saying it. So just pouring straight as I can. And I'm not going to start wiggling it and jiggling it until I get near the bottom. Wiggle. So my wiggle is side to side. My jiggle, up and down. So I'm doing this at it's about 8 o'clock in the morning before I go to work. I haven't even had my breakfast yet. Somehow it's easier to control at the end because it comes out slower. So hopefully I've got my barely there look actually, because I've used a lot more white. So I'm doing a jiggle up and down. I don't think I'll confuse it by doing a wiggle. Sorry, giggle. Wiggle, jiggle and then giggle. Perhaps it'll go viral. Torch. Actually, let's do this. I'm not exactly stayed in the centre, have I? So I was walking the dog this morning and I was thinking to myself, as a modern day wannabe artist, I think you spend more time looking after your social media accounts than you do doing what you really want to do, and that's paint. A couple of lumps in there. So I have my second workshop on Saturday, and they're still with friends, because you always learn. I've learnt from my first one, and hopefully I'll learn some more from my second one. I do have a teaching qualification, which I've really nice to put into practice. When I did my course, teaching course last year, year before, I can't remember now. I did my end module on learning to draw with the theory that anybody with the right knowledge can learn to draw. And I try to prove that theory at the end, and sometimes, we're using the grid system, drawing upside down, tapping into the right side of your brain, all the theory behind that. And I think some people were converted. There's another artist in there, and she completely was on, my side. But other people, oh no, it's natural talent. You have to have natural talent to be able to draw. Of course you do. But there's always workarounds. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And you can teach people to draw. Ooh. I think that might have worked its way loose a little bit. Still hissing. Right, so I think you can teach people to draw and get satisfactory results by using the grid method. Perhaps I'll put a link, those that are interested, into Will Kemp. Actually, it's just fantastic. I've done quite a few of his tutorials online. Those that, don't just paint pour, but actually like to draw and paint as well. So I really like what's going up here and here, so I might try and keep that negative space. Come down here over this corner. Sorry you can't see. Bit of a lumpy bit up there. Let's just have a look at that. This is what I wanted to achieve. Where on earth are my tweezers? Dripping paint everywhere. So messy. Didn't even put my hair up. Oh my word. What on earth is that? Oh, I love that copper. The copper is a mixture of the dregs of a Studio Pubo copper and a little bit of the Sargent's liquid copper in there. So if you don't scrape the paint from underneath, I'm reliably informed that it will keep dripping and pulling your patterns off. Oh, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to torch it. Down. So here we go. You might have a little bit of a glare from the overhead light, but this is more what I wanted to achieve, and having a really subtle, simple pour with negative space. I don't know if the satin enamels, I never seem to get the same effects as other people. Maybe a little bit over here, gets a bit cloudy. So my next attempt, probably be another video actually, I think I will just do one layer, one thicker layer of the copper, and see what happens. Yeah, so vast improvement from that one, although I'm going to embellish that one. They're both very different. I wanted them to be a set of 3 to go into black frames, and that still might be the case. So yeah, thank you for watching. So yeah, the dried result here. You can see that I've added a band of copper. I've done it to all 3 actually, in this little set. Just felt they needed something a little bit different. This is the second one, yeah, the second one. It's had a coat of varnish, and the frame is being made at the moment. It's going to sit in a black box frame, and all 3 will be up on this lovely blank wall. Just been painted fresh for them in my studio for my open day, which I will film before everybody comes, which I'm really excited about. So thanks for watching.